Over 11,000 TV and film writers are on strike right now. 11,000. And again, this speaks to the power of workers during these tough times, but not tough enough for workers, which is why the Fed is trying to create a recession, is trying to get people fired so that workers have less power. The Writers Guild of America, the union representing over 11,000 writers in the entertainment industry, called a strike on May 1st, International Workers' Day, effective May 2nd at midnight, after workers in studios were unable to reach an agreement on key proposals. WGA writers had held a strike authorization vote on April 17th. Over 9,000 writers voted with the strike, with more than 98% of the vote. So I guess they supported it. The WGA is demanding fairer compensation, better benefits, more job security. Writers argue that with the massive success of streaming services, writer compensation has not kept up with studio profits. Big studios such as Netflix, Amazon, NBC Universal, represented by the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, have rejected core demands, including minimum staff guarantees, so a minimum number of writers, I guess, on a show, and offered lower counteroffers to things like demands on minimum pay increases. The Guild claims that its proposals would only cost $429 million per year, which I'm sure for this entire industry is probably peanuts, or at least not significant, while AMPTP's counteroffers amount to only $86 million per year. This is a massive strike, and the writers are incredibly important. I know people don't know that people don't know a lot of shows are written. People, for example, people think that every news announcer and everything writes their own scripts. Many people do. No, they're all written for them or in collaboration with them. They have teams of writers and research writers. And I was kind of a rarity in that at Redacted Tonight, I wrote everything I ever said on the show. I didn't write the other correspondence segments. They wrote those. But I wrote every word I said. And that was a rarity. That is even in comedy. So Bill Maher, John Oliver, Daily Show, none of them write 100% of their stuff. Many of them write, many of those type of people write a tiny percentage of their stuff. They just edit it. So writers are, and all reality shows, people don't know those are written. Oh yeah, they're fucking written. They are very much written. They maybe the word for word isn't written, but the scenes, taking edited footage from here and putting it there. And, well, one guy says something, he says, I like dogs. And then they cut to contestant A going, ugh. And that contestant didn't actually make that face when that guy said that comment. They just did that because they thought it'd be weird or funny or make for a point or something. And so they cut things together weird. Well, it takes writers to do that. Writers involved in all these things. There's very few shows out there, NFL maybe doesn't have writers, but there's very few shows out there without writers. So this is a massive blow to the industry, where it's an industry that could be paying these people a lot more. Instead, they pay the executives, right? They pay the top people. They pay them a good amount while exploiting heavily those who are not the top people. There's also all the writing that goes into getting a movie or TV show made that never gets to screen. I mean, people write endless scripts that never get bought, then they get bought and they never get made. So there's tons of writing that goes on that isn't even on your screen. Anyway, yet again, industry going up against the workers, but we should always show solidarity for the workers in this ongoing class war.